KWTN 100.9 FM. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a beautiful, brisk, cold January. And January is almost coming to an end. I'd like to welcome in my co-host, DJ Bethani. How you doing out there? Say hello to the good folks.
Hello. Haven't seen everybody since 2025.
Yeah. You came under the weather there and knocked you down pretty good, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Wow. So we have a lot to discuss here today. We're going to get right into it. Just so you know, we have some special guests that are going to be helping us. So if you have an opportunity, make sure you share. If you can tune in, take some notes, whatever you need to do and stuff. But we got a lot of good information. Donna Wolf and Winona Leader Charge from the Winnebago Tribal Court. They have some information to present today. We do have the Winnebago Tribal Council statement regarding the ice and what's taking place over there. We have a fundraiser for Last Bare Moon Winter Celebration coming up this Thursday that we'll talk about. We have Tyler Lemire, who is an award-winning recipient, and she's going to give us some information. And then also, I believe that there's an opportunity for anybody that wants to caravan up to Minneapolis.
Yes.
They're going to ask for some supplies,
some mutual aid.
Things. Yeah, mutual aid. She has that information. So I'd like to welcome in also one of our helpers that is really helping us out, Physical Resources Director and Winnebago Indian News contractor. That is Mr. MCBKC, host of Midnight Love. And Brian, how you doing out there?
Good. How are you guys doing? Good morning.
Good morning. So we are discussing the win. This is the first time we got to see DJ Bethani in the new year, and you guys came out with the issue. You got an issue coming out this Saturday, and let's talk about what you guys came out with the last one, and it was talking about the
Echoes of 2025.
Yes. What do we got?
So we recapped some of the stories from 2025. And so earlier in the year, when MCBKC served as our Winnebago Indian News editor, we ran through some of those earlier articles from January all the way through July when I came on, talked about some of the articles throughout the year. And then we also talked about the annual unicameral luncheon that was held down in Lincoln.
That's pretty interesting. The president, Manoj Patel, was the one that kind of led the discussion on that. As you know, they're expanding and they have some hopes. They got a big recipient, they got a big award, and they are looking to expand the campus. A lot of good things happening at Little Priest Tribal College. They do have that community education program that has been in the win. I see that the schedule is posted and everything too. So if you're interested in any of those, make sure she mentioned, I need to get the word out. And that's what we're here for.
Yes,
Getting the word out. So extension program is underway for 2026. And if you guys are interested in any of those seminars, make sure you register and contact the community education director. Yep. All right, MCBKC, what else do you got?
The first announcement that I have is actually related to the main job that I do as Physical Resources Director. We mentioned it in the end of last show, but I wanted to bring it out first. The Winnebago tribe made the decision to move, to move all garbage customers from Gill Hauling to King's Disposal, and that will be happening as of March 1st. So if you or your family, it's really happening there. If you or your family are a customer of the Winnebago Tribe's Utilities Department and you are currently with Gill Hauling, Kings will be bringing a new dumpster to you, and their service will begin as of March 1st. If you have any questions regarding anything, please get a hold of the Tribe's Utilities Department. You can contact the clerk, Kristen Neff, and she will answer all of the questions that you have. There's really not a whole lot that anyone has to do. We're just trying to make everybody aware that the change is happening.
Yeah.
And then also additional service will be provided by Kings that Gill doesn't have right now for us, and that will be recycling.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Yes, and so these are Winnebago tribal customers. This is not the village, because the village is already with King's Disposal, but at the same time, those customers that are kind of in the outlying areas, this not necessarily in the direct village area, you will have these services available to you. Recycling does have a small extra fee, and if you want to do that, that's totally up to you. You don't have to take it, but if you want to recycle, then they'll have that availability to you. But again, that will begin on March 1st.
My recent trip up to Minnesota, I stayed at Mystic Lake Casino. I think it was for a conference or something. but they have a huge recycling.
Oh yeah, Minnesota's been doing that for years and years. Yeah.
And I'm glad that we're bringing it
Yeah.
back, because that was one of the things that we really try to do, be conscientious of in
Absolutely.
the office.
Yep.
Trying to be stewards and make sure. So it's good that that's coming to the area. And if you need some more information, make sure you contact the facilities department.
Yeah,
Good info.
absolutely. Yes, definitely utilities department with that. And then to that point, we really want to make that clear. The Village of Winnebago has moved to King for a number of years. I mean, Gil Hauling used to be there, and God, was even before COVID. It's been King's disposal now for many, many years. But at the same time, I'm hoping they'll bring the recycling availability to the Village customers as well, because I'm one of them, and right now basically everything goes into one dumpster, and I'm used to recycling, and I'm like, okay, well, we got to do something with that. But anyway,
Yep. Finding a solution.
yes, and then also the Winnebago Tribe's recycling program will continue to move forward. Our previous individual, she has moved on to a different capacity, and he came back out of retirement. Mr. James Neff will be coming back around because we told him, it's like, you're too young to retire. And to that point, it was like, got sick of staying home. So he'll be back reprising his role as the solid waste management individual, and he'll be coming back around as soon as he's ready to onboard. So,
Right on. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So the good PSA from Physical Resources. If you have any questions, again, we have the website, the Winnebago Tribe website.
yes.
WinnebagoTribe.com. It's very simple. And then if you can get some information on there. Also, I know that there's different things. We had a huge winter, I don't know, what do they call it? Like cold, bitter
Emergency,
warning.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It was crazy and
Yes.
stuff. How did you guys, your team and everything, are they okay? Or is,
Oh yeah, definitely. The tribe is always usually very well prepared, and we do put out, kind of the severe weather warnings regardless of the season. It isn't just winter; it's all year round. And of course, cold weather in the way that we got it was something we were very well prepared for. The thing we always like to put out with this, because it doesn't necessarily come along immediately, please make sure that if you have pets outside, they need to be taken care of. Their water bowls do freeze, and so you need to make sure that if you have a pet outside, that you take care of them as well.
I have a question.
Yes.
I remember one time there was a hurricane down in Florida,
Right.
and one of our tribal members needed to apply for emergency assistance.
Yes.
There was a huge storm that it was south of us,
Yeah.
but it took out like 20 million customers, electricity, and all that stuff. Is that human services, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so if you know anybody that is, something happened, or if they're without power and all this and that, because I see that storm took out, there was reports of 20 people that got killed in that storm because of hypothermia.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, so just make sure there's tribal members all over the United States, Winnebago tribal members, and if they need that emergency assistance, contact the Human Services Department.
That's right. And that is a different department than us. And so Ms. Petit is the director for that department, and he'll be able to handle any questions regarding that. But yeah, they are available for certain emergencies, etc.
And then we opened up the warming shelter if needed.
Yeah.
And that was down at Whirling Thunder. They have like activities or whatever you need to do. Mona really did a good job. Jeremiah from the, that was his first kind of bout of doing that. And he thought the floodgates were going to open and everything, but we as community members, if my house goes down, I'll probably go stay with a relative.
Right.
And it seems more often than not that usually happens.
Yeah.
In the 4 years that we offered a warming shelter, nobody's used it and stayed overnight. Just so you know, it's like we come together and make sure we check on our elders and the pets and everything too. So I'm glad that everybody has stayed safe during that. When there is a warning, Julie Smithart, who works for your department, take that serious.
Yes.
Don't go out there and get your cell phone and try it and all this and that. We came in, we had a 2-hour late start, and we did a little kind of reel. We had Kevin throw some water up in the air, and it turned to ice right away. It just evaporated.
Yep.
And that was around 11 o'clock. So we were still, could you imagine, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, trying to get those kids out the door and stuff. So those are big decisions that everybody has to take in consideration. We want nobody to get frostbite or hypothermia or anything like that. So, make sure everybody stays safe. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yep. And so that is definitely stuff that we wanted to add into that. And then, like you said, we did do a new episode of Midnight Love that debuted this past Friday, episode 69, Waves of Love, Volume 1. And so episode 70 is near ready. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, later on in the show, the answer B.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got to join us for the joke of the day. I got a good one.
I have a couple too that are gonna make you go, "Oh God!" So I found a few reels. Anyway, all right.
We'll see you soon here. So we can make sure you stand by. If you never played the answer is, we invite you folks to kind of play along with your coworkers, or maybe just you're in the car listening to us and stuff. You know, more than welcome to do that. As we call in up our next guest, Donna Wolf and Winona Leader Church. Come on up to the plate here, ladies, and appreciate you taking the time out. The Winnebago Tribal Court is doing some good things. We have seen Donna in a different capacity before, and I'll have her opportunity so that she can introduce her new role with the Winnebago Tribe. Donna.
So good morning. Hello.
Hi,
yes, I worked previously for YCIC, the Youth Crisis Intervention Center, but unfortunately, as a lot of our programs, my grant ended and it wasn't funded again, but I'm back.
Yeah.
That bad penny showed up again. You know? I'm with Tribal Court now with a brand new program, our Tribal Enhancement Program.
Awesome. And your job title?
So my official job title is the pretrial coordinator / navigator for youth.
Okay. Interesting.
And Miss Winona.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am the pre-trial liaison for the adults.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't say the long title like Donna, so.
Yeah, and it sounds like is it a new service?
Brand new.
Wow.
Brand new to our tribal court, yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So in my role, the minute a youth gets ticketed for any reason at all, whether that be truancy, criminal mischief, vandalizing, and hopefully not any more severe things. But when a youth does get ticketed, then I get notified right away. I get to meet with the families.
Yeah.
And then we're all about trying to help the families pre-trial. What are the barriers that that are needing to be addressed? Is it transportation, getting the youth to school? What other barrier is there? Again, I work closely with all the programs at YCIC, our prevention specialists with Kane, and the Youth Healing to Wellness Court with Curtis, the Dartner program with Charles and Scott. And so we definitely, there are a lot of programs available to our tribal members to help our youth know that, hey, okay, you hit a bump in the road, you're off in the ditch in the weeds. Let's get you back on that good red road again and really help you. So offering as much diversion as possible. So my role, everybody thinks, oh, tribal court, punitive. No, we are very much wanting to help the families, wanting to help that defendant. It's like, seriously, maybe you weren't offered or unaware of all the different programs that are available to us. So part of my role just started in October, but we put together a Winnebago Tribal Court resource book. And we have a really nice QR code that if you scan that, and this offers a huge list. There's like over 300 pages in this baby.
Okay.
Took me quite a while.
Yeah. And then, so the resource, what's like the content in
So
there?
there's transportation, there's housing, employment, again, for our youth or any tribal member that might have a disability. Our veterans, our elders, so any type of resource you might need. So as you know, I am a Santee Sioux, that is my tribe, but this isn't just Winnebago resources. I have all tribe resources in there because we have a lot of Umaha Nation youth as well.
Yeah.
And I work closely with Winnebago Public School and St. Aug's, so I'm always checking up on I'm monitoring the youth. So if they did get a ticket for truancy, I'm constantly calling and texting the school. Hey, is so-and-so, are they at school today? Did they make it? Are they late? What's going on? And then I keep track of all these kids then.
Nice. Winona, and then your section, what do you guys cover?
So I cover the adults. So any adults that are on pre-trial release, they will come to me and, we just figure out what can we do to help the adults while they're on pre-trial. We definitely don't want them to reoffend because there are conditions that, the courts put on the adults. So same thing as Donna, like if they need transportation to
Yeah.
get to court. Another thing that we have is our ankle monitor program that we just recently had about a month now.
Yeah.
So that's another option. So if we have incarcerated adults who say have employment, so we can suggest or recommend, can we release this client on an ankle monitor so they can maintain their employment, so they can continue to take care of their families. So it's just giving, the clientele different options to be successful.
Right. Interesting. Do you guys have like a orientation or like maybe a community workshop coming up or something that we can find out information session or anything like that? Do you know?
As of right now, no.
Okay.
But if there are requests for that, we would love to have just like a meet and greet.
Yeah.
And so people, if they would want to come and have some questions, because
Right.
again, Tribal Court offers a lot of different programs as well. Lisa DeCora offers parenting classes. I know our child support program has programming as well. So again, please don't think that Tribal Court, oh man, you're in trouble, you're in court.
Yeah.
There is a lot of help available as well.
Okay.
Well, and our program is very unique because it's specifically for the defendants.
Oh.
So, and that's very rare in
Yeah.
the court system to have supports primarily for defendants.
Wow.
So we're there, to help them navigate through it. It's a great program for them. And I think, just because they hear we're with Tribal Court, automatically there's hesitation there.
Yeah. Especially with the youth, and they've probably never been through that situation, but
No.
they do have a, just get them back on the right path.
So I always tell the kids, it's like, well, it's super nice to meet you, but I really don't want to see you again.
Right.
I want to see you down at DG, or I want to see you other places. But sorry I have to meet you in this environment.
Yeah.
But again, I'm the good fluffy auntie. You can talk to me. There's always help available if
Yeah.
you need help with anything. Because again, I'm pretty sure everyone is aware that there was an incident at our school. Some youth were contacted by a person trying to traffic them. They were arrested. But again, I feel like our youth are not aware of all the different, I always say there's creepy weird people out there.
Yeah.
And don't trust everybody online. And I love it that I'm going to be getting the opportunity to go into the schools and doing some presentations on online safety and bullying and suicide prevention and different topics. Because again, I want those kids to know that we are a great source. Don't be fearful of our police. They are there to help you.
Yeah.
They really are.
Are you guys on the tribe's website yet?
Yes.
Okay.
We should, and
Under the tribal court?
the Tribal Court Facebook page, yes.
And then where's your office?
at Tribal Court.
Okay.
So
And that's south of
Winona
town.
is wonderful. She got a nice little office. I'm in a little cubicle,
Oh,
but
okay.
Tribal Court is just busting at the seams right now. We are just have so many personnel that work down at court that, so yes, so we did get a brand new prosecutor hired also for our DV cases.
Okay.
So that will be in-house as well. So yeah, our
Good stuff.
Tribal Court is definitely expanding.
Yeah.
Well, and I just wanted to mention too a little fun fact about Donna and I is that we both are mental health workers.
Yeah.
So I think that really helps when we are working with our clientele.
Yeah.
We understand that, we just don't see them as committing a crime or whatever the situation is that got them there. I mean, there's always reasons, underlying reasons what got them there. So
So like, oh, dude, you're back again. What, Like, no, seriously, tell me how you got here. What's that backstory? The more we can get that
Right.
backstory, we're not trying to get into your business. We're really are truly just trying to help you.
yeah, we have an intake process and we ask the clients, what are things that you want to work on? What are some of your goals? We just need as much information to set them up for success, because I think a lot of the time when people get into the court system, it's kind of like an evolving door, and we don't want that for the tribal members. We want to be able to help them get them back on their feet and be successful.
There's a couple people, there's a couple examples that I just want to make mention. This is kind of my left field moment, guys, so I apologize. But there's people that read the Winnebago in the news, and they really kind of appreciate that. So make sure if you guys have an article or tips or anything that you want to throw into the Winnebago in the News, we offer that service. That'd be phenomenal. I'm gonna be a little controversial here. I remember I was in high school, right? And they opened up the youth shelter. And to me, I was like, what's the bottom? Well, how much did it cost to do that? You know, and they was like, wow, it costs a lot of grants. So everybody kind of threw in some money and all this and that. And I was like, well, how come you guys don't do that? Because before, and this was the heyday of like Winnebago and stuff, but they used to take a chartered bus and load up the honor roll students and take them up to a Timberwolves game. And it costs money, right? It costs a lot of money and stuff. But why don't they invest it into positive things and people that are doing good instead of, you know, the youth shelter where, you know, there's about maybe 5 people or 5 kids that would go in there. So that was my opinion back in the day. Now, as I get older and I'm raising my little family and stuff, and at times there's where I need to reach out. It takes a village. It takes, you know, the Degas and everybody to kind of discipline and make sure that our kids don't get into trouble. I see it, you know, but that was my rant back in the day. I have a question for you. Far as like, I have a 14-year-old son. I have 3 18-year-old kids, you know, and do you have any tips? How can they stay out of trouble? Like, what's like, what do you suggest?
So you as a parent, the more you talk to your kids about everything, and don't make it like, oh, we got to sit down and have this talk. No, not any of that. Just say, how's it going, dude? Seriously, like, just keep talking to me. Like, you can talk to me about anything, and know, so long as your kids know that you are always there.
Yeah.
And talking about everything, but letting them know also, like, seriously, if you really don't want to talk to me, I get it, but here's Bethany, here's this. Make sure that they have 3 other great, other trusted adults that they can turn to. That, I think, is the biggest thing, giving them permission to go to those other people.
So while we're on this subject, I actually work for the University of Iowa for the Native Center of Behavioral Health. And we do offer trainings for Indigenous youth, and it's a mental health awareness. And in that, you know, I do want to bring it to the community, because in there it talks about, you know, the developmental stages of our youth. We consider youth up to 24 years old. So
Because your brain's still developing.
yes, definitely. So we have that training that, you know, I want to bring to the Winnebago community. And I think that would really help parents, you know, understand. And it also gives you the tools to identify signs and symptoms if there is a possible disorder, mental health disorder.
Yeah.
So being able to differentiate between developmental and if there is a mental health disorder, whether it's beginning stages, if it's progressed.
Right.
So I will have to keep you updated about that, but our team has actually talked about getting on the radio and doing podcasts in regards to mental health.
Right.
So
right.
if that's something that Win wants to do, I'm
yes, for sure. Do you have any questions for these ladies?
No, I just think that it's a good program for, I know that you're specific to the adults, but with the youth as well, because there was a time and a place when I was younger where I was being a little wonk, and I had to partake in some of those classes and some of those things. And one of the biggest things that I would make mention of is how you mentioned the trusted adults. There's a lady here in the community. Her name is Elizabeth Bayer. She was a very helpful person at that time in my life when I was a young teenager. So, and she was helping with those classes and stuff like that. But she just took the extra initiative to really support me in those times, and it really like benefited me in the long run. So I think that those things are really amazing.
Even though we are talking mental health, a lot of times people don't need a counselor. They just need that trusted person that I say verbally puke on. They just need to puke on somebody.
Well, and that's what our training talks about, is it just takes one supportive adult to make all the difference. Just like what Bethany said. I mean, she is just stated that research out there that it takes one supportive adult. And sometimes it might not always be the parents. It is an uncle, an auntie, grandma, or maybe a community member. And even though I work with adults, I notice my clientele who are adults, sometimes they just need to talk.
Yeah.
They just need someone to listen to them, and I'm okay with being that person for them.
Well, thank you for coming on. This is the part one. Yeah, so what I'm asking you is to guys keep coming up if there's some more examples, and this is a great program. I think it needs to be out there a little bit more and everything too. So think about submissions for that.
Just as a heads up, I am having a Zoom presentation February 24th from 5:45 to 6:45 p.m. This is called Screenagers Under the Influence. So again, what are our kids seeing online about the alcohol, the drinking, the vaping, the cannabis, gaming, how it truly is an addiction? So again, I always say there is no bad kid, there's bad behaviors. Our kids aren't bad. They just are struggling with certain things, and sometimes they're numbing with different substances.
Oh yeah.
And gaming can be a numbing thing also. Like I don't want to think about anything. I'm going to sit here for 4 hours and game. And so again, it truly can be addicting. So yeah, email me at donna.wolf@winnebagotribe.com. You can call tribal court. You can call my work cell phone number. But yeah, get a hold of, sign up for the Zoom presentation. This really isn't just for kids. I would love to have grandmas, especially grandparents that are raising grandkids. Again, the online thing is so bizarre to some elders, and I get it.
Yeah.
Because I struggle trying to keep up with all the technology now too.
Right.
So yeah.
Here's one. Facebook is for old people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies, for coming up. We appreciate you. It's good to see you guys. And
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
yes, Winona and Donna Wolf from the Winnebago Tribal Court. We appreciate their efforts and stuff. We get a little toasty here. I know that one of the things they say when it's cold outside is to layer up, but I'm gonna unveil my shirt here because Nebraska Cornhuskers is taking on Michigan. Who you got? Who you rooting for?
Bleed red, Husker red.
And it's in basketball. Where we're supposed to be a football
Yeah.
team, our volleyball team, but now we're ranked number 5, as you like to call. Who's our next guest?
We do have the mutual aid lined up.
Okay, come on up, Tyler Lemire. I know that Tyler is doing a wonderful job at the University of South Dakota, Vermilion, and I'd like to welcome her to go and give you your introduction, Tyler.
Alright, Hinikatakiwi, Anin Bojo, Honchpinga Hingare, Honchpin Dishnakas. My name is Tyler Lemire, indigenous name is Honchpin, which means the good bear. And I'm currently a student at University of South Dakota, studying Native American language studies and social media marketing.
Wow, that is doing a lot of good things. We recently seen, and we shared on our Facebook page, that you were the National Endowment Artist, or tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so about a little more than a year and a half ago, I was invited at University of Nebraska to be on a project to help develop equitable indigenous music education materials
Wow.
on a national level
Yeah.
that could be shared and purchased by any institution, from like a kindergarten through 12th grade level or university level, where they could purchase materials based off a composition that I wrote in Hohojunk language. And it's a traditional indigenous composition, and I was awarded for that under the National Endowment for the Arts.
Wow, congratulations. That is huge. To me, that's like, there was a couple people that I idolized. Rufus White was one of the recipients as well. And then recently, Steve Tamayo.
Yeah.
And a good friend, and he's of the Secunju Lakota. Does some wonderful work down in Omaha and back home in Rosebud, South Dakota. Oh, and Tyler Lemire, so that is amazing. You know what I mean? Keep up the good work. Now, I know that you do some other things around Winnebago, and then I believe too you're a host or radio host last semester. Is that right?
Yeah, they asked me to come back again, but I'm unsure if I want to do it through USD again.
Yeah. What was that like?
I really enjoyed doing radio.
Uh-huh.
I really loved it. I had a show called Indigenize Your Playlist, where I showcased indigenous artists contemporary Indigenous music and Indigenous music industry, as
Yeah.
well as talking about music history and playing Indigenous artists on the radio. So they asked me to come back again, but I'm thinking about not doing it this semester just because there's a lot of limitations when it comes to campus radio specifically, like limitations of what you could play and what you can say on the radio when it comes to specifically campus radio, since it's more,
Right.
there's a lot more restrictions.
Definitely. I understand. And one of the things too is that I know recently we seen a post where you're calling out for mutual aid. And I think you're kind of one of the organizers, usually you and your mom and some of the Winnebago tribal people. Go ahead and tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have been seeing for the past few weeks that there is the crisis in Minneapolis where, and it's mainly Indigenous people that are on the front lines advocating against the violence that's occurring. And the Indigenous community up in Minneapolis needs help. They are asking for supplies, first aid, blankets, warm weather clothing, food, water, things along those lines.
Okay.
And we decided we should get together and bring some supplies up to them and donations and whatever we can collect by Friday and then deliver it up Saturday morning.
Okay. So tell them where, when, and make sure where do we drop off and where can we find like the list?
Yeah, okay. So online I have the list posted on my personal social media, but as well as we have created an event page. It's not necessarily like, oh, it's an event that you guys are going to. It's just we have a list of everything documented under it, that what everyone's needing, as well as like things that AIM Patrol is requesting because they are coming back to the streets of Minneapolis due to this. So the drop-off points for Winnebago are 361 Elk Street in Ho-Chunk Village and 403 Maple Street, which is 2 blocks east of the public school, which is also Sunshine Bears residence and Keeley Purcell's residence.
Alrighty. And you kind of made mention too on your personal page and where that events page is, it has a list of, I seen like they wanted even down to like coffee and cigarettes and stuff too.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be doing patrolling. And I remember when they had the riots in Minnesota that AIM protected some of those households and then also those buildings that belong to Indigenous communities. And I think there's around 300 or so. I know that we send a lot of Winnebago in the news up that way to Minneapolis and stuff. But so you will collect all that supplies and then you're traveling up this Friday.
I'm traveling up Saturday, but Friday is the cutoff date for donations.
Got you. Be safe.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Do you guys have that all coordinated on the other end?
Yeah, it's definitely not my first time going into situations like this when it comes to advocacy. We're very aware of the situation that we're going into. Like, we could be detained, we could be stopped, assaulted. We're aware of and preparing for those possibilities, and we are trying to do this in like as safe of a manner as possible. Everyone is aware that we're going in our own risk.
Yeah. Wow. So thank you for doing that. And we don't. There's just a lot of disinformation that are coming out. It's an evolving situation that, like you started the segment out with, and we do have a statement from the Tribal Council that we're going to read here momentarily. Is there anything else that you want to make mention of?
I don't think so. I think just last night I was at a vigil in Vermilion doing another call out. There's going to be another donation place there at the community center. So there's a community center for anyone that's in the Vermilion area to drop off, and I'm also coordinating with some donations in Omaha. So we've got a lot of places coordinating mutual aid.
Thank you again. Congratulations on that great news from the National Endowment of the Arts, and we'll look forward to more collaborations. That mutual aid is out there, so any tribal members in the area, if you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, thank you.
To donate to the supplies. And thank you for the time to coming up here and sharing the good news with us. Yeah. All righty. We'd like to call another guest on up here, and I really appreciate all the guests that really take time out. This is Winnebago Talks. If you never tuned into Winnebago Talks, it's basically in the area, regionally, nationally. We discuss a lot of different things and a lot of good things that are happening in Winnebago. Not only that, but there's other situations that, like this, what's taking place in Minneapolis and stuff. You know, a lot of prayers are being sent that way, and it's just a crazy time in America today. But nonetheless, we're going to transition here. We have a young lady that comes from the Winnebago Public Health Department. Go ahead and give us your introduction.
Hi, I'm Shannon. Still Heine P. It's still morning, right?
Yes.
I have to just say this. I was thinking about Jim Snow the other day, and I remember when he was working for the CHR department.
Oh, wow.
And we were doing some language, and I said, well, Jim, I know Heine P. That's in the morning. Good morning. Well, what about the afternoon? How do you greet somebody in the afternoon? He goes, Heine PM. I was just thinking of him. I just had to say that.
That is awesome.
But I'm Shannon. I work for the Public Health Nursing Department, and I am here for a couple things. You guys probably haven't heard from us for a bit, but in the new year we've got lots of things planned for the new year, but we want to focus on what's coming up next, and that's our Heart Healthy event on February 10th.
The month of love.
Yes, and we've got a great guest speaker, Ashleen Blackbird, who's going to do our lunch and learn that day. It's over at Whirling Thunder. We're going to have kind of like a mini health fair, some educational booths before that, and then the lunch and learn where she'll do a heart healthy presentation for us, and we're also getting a great meal prepared by our own Mary Kelsey. I'd like to
Wow.
shout out to her today too. It's her birthday, so happy birthday shout out to Mary Kelsey.
Who's actually going to be helping us out on Thursday for
Is she?
the Last
Okay,
Barry
great.
Moon fundraiser and stuff. But nonetheless,
Awesome.
let's see here. So this is going to be, mark your calendars, Heart Healthy. What is Heart Healthy?
Oh gosh, well, knowing your numbers.
Okay.
Starting off with that, always know your numbers, your blood pressure, your glucose, your cholesterol.
Yeah.
As we get older, our protections, our youth protections and hormonal protections kind of go away, and so we start, seeing that blood pressure rise. We start seeing the cholesterol rise, and we can make lots of healthy modifications and activities in our lives to be healthier, but there's some things that we just don't have any control over too. So it's always good to know what your numbers are, so you have at least a baseline to work from.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then I don't know too much about this Dr. Ashleen Blackbird. I don't know. What do you know about her?
Well, I know that she is a new provider for us at WCHS.
Oh, really?
I don't know her personally, but I know her significant other, or her partner, or her husband, who worked for our department.
Yeah, I don't know that guy
Maurice, you are so bad.
I'm going to redo this segment. I'm going to say, this is what we talked about. She's going to need a DJ to introduce her
Then you better be
presentation.
there. You better be there that day.
But
And make
yeah.
sure you're wearing your Nebraska red, too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You have a shirt here. What is that?
I
about?
do. I just want to do a little demonstration on the participants on what the T-shirt looks like. This was designed by
Beautiful.
Silas.
How do we get one of those?
You got to show up.
Oh, to this presentation.
Yes.
What?
That's
Show
a nice
up.
shirt.
Oh my goodness.
Show up. It starts at 11. The actual lunch and learn is from noon to 1. If you can't be there from the whole 2 hours, stop by and at least hear out the lunch and learn. Get grab a meal and a nice T-shirt. And it's what do you guys see out of the picture?
Oh man, there's a heart,
See
there's
hearts,
flowers, there's
yes.
all kind of beautiful colors
Pink.
and stuff.
do
I
you see
definitely
here?
would purchase one of these if I had the
Yeah.
opportunity. But
A fan?
all you got to do is attend, yeah.
Yes.
And while supplies last, so make sure you guys come down for that. We
Right.
really appreciate the education for that, because the preventative measures are what really counts.
Yes, absolutely. Heart disease is still the number one killer for many populations, and there's so many things that we can do to help change that. And we've made a lot of progress over the years in the screenings, the preventive screenings that can kind of help people know earlier than later. Medications that are very good out there. So it's really, really everybody should look at their heart health.
Yeah.
And the things that we can do to to stay healthy,
Right.
to be there, for our grandkids and great grandkids.
Yeah.
And so,
I love our little sections here because I have a heart appointment coming up. Just, I mean, I feel comfortable sharing that because we want to make sure you folks take that, get your blood pressure and all this and that and stuff. So far, my numbers are okay, and they just, I think I was born with kind of two nerves in my heart and stuff, and they're talking about getting rid of one of those nerves, just kind of burning it, and it's a surgery and stuff like that. But hopefully, it all goes well and stuff. And they said, well, yeah, you dance, you eat fairly okay and stuff, but we could always improve, right? So one of the things that also make mention is around this time, there's a lot of sickness. You fell sick. There's young ones that fall sick. We had a kind of a news press about measles and vaccinations and stuff. We want to talk to you about that, and we need to get Melanie up here. So go back and tell her. I know she's busy. She's probably booked until March and everything, but let's make sure we keep this information pumping out to our good folks out there. What else can we do right around this time?
Yes, I was going to mention the respiratory illnesses that are going around right now. We're still really steady in seeing lots of RSV positives, influenza, mostly influenza A positives, and COVID. Thankfully, in the measles arena, we have not had any cases, and the couple cases that did happen in Nebraska have been quarantined to where it has not left the household. So that is a really good thing. And the best things that we can do is get vaccinated when you can get vaccinated. Even with RSV, there's a few more tools, preventive tools out there now for RSV. And, all I can say is visit with your healthcare provider and see if the RSV vaccine is good for you or the antibody is good for your child. And there are some criteria as to when babe was born into an RSV season. There's a certain time frame in your pregnancy that RSV vaccine should be offered to you. So there are some things that we can do to help cut the RSV risk down, because it's still, one of the main reasons why our kids are being put in the hospital is due to RSV. Now, many of us, probably all of us will get RSV at some point. Usually by the age of 2, you've already had RSV. But for some of those kids, it really is hard on them if they've been premature, if they have some underlying lung issues. But even so, even if they don't, it can still cause a lot of illness and put them in the hospital because it's so hard on their lungs. And so yes.
Thank you for bringing that information. Let's talk about where we can kind of set up appointments. Is there a website? Where's your guys' office?
So public health nursing, we're more of an outreach educational perspective, getting the education out there to our community.
Yeah.
They do want people to come in, generally speaking, especially in child age groups, to come in for their provider visits to get their vaccines. But pharmacy does have kind of an open door. You can do a walk-in to get your influenza vaccine, COVID if you need the COVID vaccine. I believe it's 15 and older for them to walk in as a pharmacy walk-in. And then just for measles, when you have your child that turns 12 months, they should get their first dose of the measles vaccine, and then again at between 4 and 5 before they start school. And if you're behind, if the kid's behind in their measles, for instance, they can get their first shot in, and then 30 days later, they can actually get that second dose in to get caught up if need be. Certainly, it's a discussion with the provider to see what's best for that child, but essentially, get them vaccinated. Still, it's the best thing that we can do for ourselves in prevention is getting those vaccines. And if our kids can't, then it's important everybody around those kids who aren't able to be vaccinated to be vaccinated, because our vaccine is going to protect them.
Yeah, for sure. And then the elders too, the flu shots. Do you guys offer the nose?
I don't believe pharmacy got purchased the nasal. That is a live vaccine, which traditionally live vaccines are very effective. But I'm not aware that pharmacy has purchased
Gotcha.
the nasal.
I was just wondering and stuff. I took it before. That's
Yes, yeah.
They asked me, "Do you want to get the shot? You want to do the nasal?" And my kids just went through the line, and they had their band-aids.
I remember you was telling us about this before.
And you know my whole thing about shots, right? I mean, yeah, they're a necessity. I would advocate to make sure you protect your child as much as possible. Stay up on those shots and everything. But man, go ahead, finish it, Bethany.
There's like
Tell-
big old needles.
My kids got the nasal spray one year, and what kid? Just about any kid would rather have a little mist up their nose rather than an injection. And so my kids the next year were like, "Can we get the flu missile?" They called it the flu missile. "Can we get the flu missile?"
I was having hope that would be the new way of giving.
Yes, me too. Because I think it would make a huge difference in our vaccine rates.
I
Yeah,
seen in my
yeah.
timeline the other day on Facebook. It shows a picture of me holding Garrick's. He had to get 5 shots.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I was like, mean nurses and all this and that. But yeah, he doesn't even remember it and everything. But he was.
Yeah, it's
1
hard to
years
see your
old.
little ones getting poked that many times. It is.
But-
I'm a mom. I know. Yeah, it's.
The temporary pain though outweighs the longevity of being sicker than sick. We
Absolutely.
don't want nothing to happen to our young ones, and especially our elders as well too. So flu shots are available down at the Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System, 12 Clans Unity Hospital, Winnebago Public Health Department. Anything else?
I do also have a few of our youth T-shirts left
Oh,
that
cool.
We are saving for those that do get caught up on their vaccines. In
Oh.
particular, we really want to get those measles rates up. We do have several kids out there that are due, and
I
we,
love it.
we
Nice
will.
shirt.
We
It's
will,
like a piece of artwork because
It
you have
is.
to look at it for a
Yes,
while and
look
be like,
at it. What do you see?
what do you see? Nice, beautiful woodland designs. Winnebago tribe is a woodland tribe.
I don't know if they can see it.
And then you
Yeah,
see
sure.
letters, and you're like, what does that mean? So it says win, and then it says Nebraska, and then it says Ago. Winnebago. That was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Very creative.
When I hear Winnebago, like when I was in elementary and we would take PE, one of the number one things that we would do every PE class was do jumping jacks, spelling Winnebago. So that's what I think when you're spelling it out. That's what I'm thinking over here. Just jumping jacks.
Well, we
Yes,
wanna
we
say-
got some pretty talented people in our department who are designing our shirts. We have talented people in the community that have designed our shirts. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to them.
For sure. And we appreciate your time for taking it up. I know
Yes,
that
thanks.
on a whim, we're like, we just need to talk a little bit more about this presentation.
Yeah.
We want a lot of people to attend that. Incentive is, once you have that knowledge, you always can carry it with you. There's an opportunity to see one another and then get that information. And then the T-shirt's another incentive. So just a
Right.
lot of things, positive direction on that one too. So, and then for those that are listening and are like, why is he talking about Ashleen Blackbird that way and stuff? She's my sister-in-law. So I just had to give her a hard time, just so you guys know.
Yeah, let's show up and give her a warm welcome and
Yeah.
Yes.
come away with some really great information.
Man, I tell you what, like going back through the years and stuff, the times that she had to do homework and clinicals and all this and that, and it's really cool. It's good to see that she's working for the
Absolutely.
for you folks.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely. So with that being said, you have a good rest of your day, and thank you for
Yes,
your time.
thank you. Appreciate it, you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, we do have some information to get out there from the Winnebago tribe regarding ICE. There's a statement posted on the Winnebago tribe's Facebook page. Can you go ahead and read that?
Yes. So I'm going to bring that up. This was on January 22nd, 2026. A statement from the Winnebago Tribal Council to tribal citizens. The Winnebago Tribal Council is aware of recent immigration and customs enforcement ICE actions occurring across the country, including in Minnesota, where many of our tribal citizens live and work. We recognize that reports of these actions, including instances where Native people have been stopped or taken into custody, have caused fear, anxiety, and uncertainty within our communities. We want to be clear and is it unequivocal? All Native Americans born within the United States are United States citizens under the Indian Citizenship Act of 1924. Enrolled tribal citizens should not be subjected to immigration enforcement, detention, questioning, or profiling based on race, appearance, or mistaken assumptions about citizenship status. The Winnebago asserts its inherent sovereignty and reminds the federal government of its treaty obligations, trust responsibilities, and legal duty to engage in meaningful consultation with tribal nations. Immigration-related enforcement actions against enrolled tribal citizens are unacceptable and must cease. To our tribal members, you are not alone. Your tribal government is closely monitoring these developments and is committed to advocating for the safety, rights, and dignity of our citizens. We encourage tribal members to carry valid state or tribal identification and to familiarize yourselves with the constitutional rights. If you or a family member experience questioning or detention that you believe is improper, please seek legal assistance as soon as possible. The Winnebago Tribal Council stands with our people. We will continue to defend our citizens, uphold our sovereignty, and work to ensure that our communities remain safe, respected, and free from fear.
Thank you for reading that statement. Thank you to the Winnebago Tribal Council and all those that had a hand and input to preparing that statement. What's going on in Minneapolis is really unfortunate. I think that it's just horrible. I was talking about this in the office yesterday, and this is going to go into my rant of the day, folks, is that I remember where I was September 11th, right? In 2001. And you just see those planes and everything. It was horrible. It was something that I'll always remember. You talk about people that remember when Pearl Harbor happened. Now, what I seen this weekend, I'll always remember watching that video. And there's the Alex, he got shot.
Yeah.
And we watched it immediately after Secretary Noem came onto the news and tried to downplay it. They made him a domestic terrorist. They said that he was trying to inflict maximum damage and assassinate law enforcement, all this and that, and she lost all credibility. I think that that was a horrible, horrible statement. He was trying to protect his body, his eyes. He was trying to protect that lady that got knocked to the ground. And it's just like, wow, that is nothing. I mean, that hopefully. And here's a glimmer of hope. You know, you talk about a lot of people are using, this is like Nazi, this is, what do they call those ones? Gestapo.
Yeah.
They eventually, you know, it stopped. It all played out and stuff. We're going to see that.
Right.
What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. And I know, like, I was talking to some people, man, like, and they said, you don't come to a protest with the gun unless you have a purpose. And I was like, wow. And then they have Kyle
Written.
Yeah.
and this, that, and stuff. So what I think happened is the Trump administration is starting to move away from what Secretary Noem said, and then also the guy that is the head of the Border Patrol. I think he was up there too and stuff. They're taking him out of Minneapolis. So this is an evolving situation. And it triggered me. I mean, literally it triggered me because when I was thinking about it, you know, you think about the massacre that happened at Wounded Knee.
Yes.
And I could see that it was something like that. There was a little scuffle that broke out, and then boom, 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 all that took place. That triggered me because I was like, wow, that just took place. What do we see right in front of our eyes is that.
Right.
And then the other thing that took it a step further for me is that while Secretary Noem was saying all this, she had a press conference. Now, you don't go to the press conference just guessing. There's people behind the scenes. There's, you know, you have to make sure it's checked, all this and that. So it was a prepared statement that she came out with. And the hearts, the likes, the comments from the other base, what do they call it, right wing?
Yeah.
And there's the left wing and stuff, right? The comments from that cheering her on was wow. I mean, that is my rant of the day, guys, because you should see what, you know, I feel bad because I'm like, wow, what can I do and everything too. So personally, I'm going to, you know, try to donate to that supply. What do they call it? The mutual aid. Especially to our indigenous brothers and sisters that are up there. I know that one of our radio host friends, Robert Pilot, is reporting from the front lines and stuff. You know, I was watching his live stream last night, and they were talking about some of the things that are just horrible. So we all kind of seen it before as natives. You know, we're triggered out there. For those natives that are tuning in, especially Winnebago tribal members, you know, it reminds us of like Standing Rock when we were up there on the front lines and getting gas, pepper spray, all this and that, water cannon, whatever it may be and stuff, man. Like, hang in there, guys. You know, this is it's all gonna work itself out. But that's my rant of the day. I don't know if you guys got one.
I mean, like, I'm gonna follow along in that same sense of like the senseless acts of violence, and then it kind of goes into like the racism that's always been there.
Yeah.
I recently seen, and I won't say like any specifications, but I did see a post where a family was partaking in like a birthday event of some sort at a hotel in the area. And another, like, I guess guest that was at the hotel was I believe was like a Caucasian lady. It was a native family.
Yeah.
And they probably had like their other family members there as well. And, you know, some families are very diverse, so who's to say like how much of the family was there. But the other guest, the Caucasian guest, basically got the native family like kicked out of the hotel. And it was all based like off the skin color. So I think that just the fact that that stuff still happens and is, I don't know, just kind of like brushed off the shoulder, that's not okay at all. I don't know. It won't ever sit right with me.
Right. I mean, it's this. I need to talk to somebody about it. I talked to you guys, so I apologize that I keep bringing it up and everything too. But it's just that what is right and what is wrong, and what I seen was totally wrong. My hope, my wish, and my prayers are out to his family, Renee Good's family, and all those that are affected about that. You know, not only those are too high profile that are in the news and stuff, but who's to say? Like, I remember somebody get lost on an eye, and they might have been indigenous, getting pepper sprayed, and just that mental trauma, those scars and everything that you see. You know, you're supposed to be protected in law enforcement and everything too. And I have law enforcement friends, and they just lost sight of the initiative. And yeah, they keep pushing up these posters, and even Trump, he was like, remind you, this is why we're here, is this guy raped a 16-year-old girl and trafficked, and, you know, is a member of the cartel and stuff. They lost it. They lost it, man. And so those people up there in Minnesota, it's stay safe. That's our number one thing, is that, and I remember a council member said that, made mention too, because there's an initiative to do the tribal IDs.
Yeah.
We can do it online. And the American Indian Center, for those that are interested, they have opportunities for tribal nations to bring up, and if they want to bring their printer and issue tribal IDs up there, they would welcome that. There's a place to do that. The other thing, though, for the Winnebago tribal members is to make sure, we want to make sure it's free. It's enrollment department is there. They're staffed, ready to take on if you need a tribal ID, and that's what we suggest. So they come out with some know your rights on that statement. If you're stopped by ICE, ask, am I free to leave? If you are free to leave, you should leave the area calmly and peacefully. If you are not free to leave, you are detained. If detained, you must show them some form of ID, either an unexpired state or tribal ID. So make sure tribal IDs are legal forms of ID and should be acceptable for a form of identification. If not accepted, ask to speak to a supervisor. So that's very important that you know if you're stopped by ICE. Okay. Wow, man, that was pretty heavy segment. So I apologize for bringing the mood down and stuff, but I had to get it off my shoulders and everything. But we're going to transition. We're going to got a couple of jokes of the day, you know. Sure. And I'm gonna sponsor this one here. This is little Garrick's coming. He texts me out of nowhere. He said, "Dad, do you want to hear a joke and stuff?" And I was like, "Sure." So here's my joke of the day. All right, you ready? Okay. Why is a moon rock tastier than an earth rock? Because it's a little meatier.
I like it.
That's good. That's good.
It's a little meatier. You get it? It's a little.
I like it.
No, that's
A plus.
good.
Yeah, I'll let them know.
Okay, I got one for you then.
Slap
also.
the knees.
Okay. What kind of music do fish listen to?
I know why they don't have eyes. Remember? But I don't know why.
What kind of music do fish listen to?
Reggae.
Funk.
Whatever they want, as long as it's catchy. Get it?
Yeah. All right, we're on to the segment. The answer is
Yes, the answer be this being milk.
Questions.
You guys have your Post-its to write on?
I do.
In case you need it.
Let's
Here's
go.
a pen. You can use the back of that. Okay, so these questions are all multiple choice, of course, 1 through 5, and they will span a couple different topics.
Just FYI, I was on fire last week. Literally, like Kevin,
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Kevin.
Yeah.
I said if it was going to be 5-0, you know, he owed me lunch.
Yes.
Luckily,
Kevin
it was
ran into the shredder. It was yes, indeed. So before we start, though, guys, I was reading something as I was doing a little bit of research on these, and it just kind of showed up there. Did you know that recently that they published a study based out of a university in Toronto, Canada, that proves listening to music eases anxiety?
I believe it.
Yeah,
it just gets me in the mood, man.
right. Okay.
Well, before we get into it, Super Bowl. I don't know.
No.
Is there any questions?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Super Bowl is said. Do you know who's playing?
Bad Bunny.
Well,
Right. Yes.
but do you know what team?
Seattle and Patriots.
Yes. Patriots head coach is Mike Vrabel, who used to be the head coach for Tennessee Titans. So I'm gonna have
okay.
to probably go with the Patriots on this one. Who you guys got?
I just hope they all
Bad
have
Bunny?
fun.
Yeah, I'm just there.
I want Bad
I want
Bunny
to see.
to
I
win.
do. I want to see his show. I think it's gonna be awesome. You know, and whatever. I don't care about anybody saying, "Wow," that's like. I think he's good. So
How many songs do you know of Bad Bunny?
I know the name of the one, but I know several. I just don't know their titles.
To be honest, I just know like the beats.
Yeah.
I would not be able to tell you track names.
Yeah.
I just know one. It's a slow song too. It's crazy and stuff. I have no clue what he's saying, but I always
Yeah,
do
I
this
don't.
when I walk into a restaurant and they're playing the music that I don't understand. But I'm like, oh man, I wish I knew what he's saying because that guy is feeling it. You know, this is
Absolutely,
like,
yes.
oh man, it's a good music. Anyways,
All right. So if you write down your answers, A, B, C, or D, if you don't know it outright, okay, so we're going to get started. The answer B, this being Milt, and you guys got to figure that out still, okay? Question number 1. On this day in 1956, Elvis Presley does something for the first time. What was it? Do you know it outright or do you need the multiple choice?
in 19 what?
In 1956, Elvis Presley does something for the first time. What was it?
I would
Multiple choice if you need
say
it.
1956. No, it was the first time going on TV. Give us multiple choice.
Multiple choice?
Yeah.
Okay. A. Appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show. B. Performed in front of a live audience. C. Welcomed his first child. D. Released his first multi-million selling single. So did he appear on The Ed Sullivan Show? Performed in front of a live audience. Welcomed his first child. Released his first million-selling single. What did he do in 1956?
D.
I'll go with Ed Sullivan.
D. Okay, and then Sullivan was A. The answer is D. He released his first single,
What was it?
Heartbreak Hotel.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yes.
She's on the board.
Yes, Bethany is raging through. Okay,
Here we go.
Question number 2. Also on this day in 1870, Thomas Edison does something famously. What was it? Multiple choice if you need it. It may not be what you think. I will give you that
Since
hint.
I'm behind, I'm gonna have to throw. Okay, yeah, give me multiple choice then.
Multiple choice?
Yeah.
Okay. He patents the incandescent lamp, invents the first traffic stop light, lectures Harvard University on the dangers of electric power, meets with Alexander Graham Bell, who later invents the telephone.
I was gonna say something about a telephone, so I'm gonna go with that. That's
D.
my gut.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with C.
B and C, and you're both incorrect. He patents the incandescent light bulb. Wow. Yes, he didn't invent it, but that's when it's patented. Okay, question number 3 then. It's still 1-0. Yes. Born on this day, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is destined to become one of the world's most famous composers. In what year was he born? Multiple choice if you need it.
Here we go. Go for it.
All right. Was it 1773, 1756, 1698, or 1802?
It's not 1802.
1773.
I'll do 1776.
Okay, and the answer is 56. There you go.
Oh, is that
I
what
know
it-
what you meant?
Yeah.
Yes, so.
I was like, what?
Yeah, because you said that, and I was like, no, that's not what I said, but okay. So 1-1.
1-1. Let's go.
Yes.
We got a tie ball game.
Okay. Question number 4. On this day in 1977, the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack hits #1 on the Billboard charts, beginning a phenomenal 24-week run atop the charts. It is now the second best-selling soundtrack of all time. What soundtrack is #1?
Ooh,
Multiple
good
choice if you
question.
need it.
Wow.
Of course, up to that point, it was the best-selling soundtrack of all time, but it was overtaken eventually by which one? So,
Okay, I'm gonna need multiple choice, but I'm gonna throw this on the air just
Okay.
so that I can see. But I'm gonna go with the Titanic soundtrack.
okay.
I just want the multiple
Okay,
choice.
multiple choice are A, The Bodyguard, B, The Lion King, C, Top Gun, D, Dirty Dancing.
Okay. All right. So I wasn't.
So The Bodyguard, Lion King, Top Gun, Dirty Dancing. Which one is the best-selling soundtrack of all time?
Right now.
As of now, yes.
Oh, as of right now.
It overtook Saturday Night Fever, was the #1. 24 weeks at #1. Phenomenal run. Absolutely phenomenal.
Lion King.
So
that's
was
what
it
I
The
was gonna go.
Bodyguard, The
go with
Lion
it.
King,
Go with
The
it.
Top Gun, or Dirty Dancing?
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
You're both doing B?
Are we right?
Both B? All right. No, it is The Bodyguard.
What?
I would not
Whitney
have guessed
Houston's
that.
I Will Always Love You propelled it into the stratosphere.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The
All right.
Bodyguard soundtrack. And it is a good soundtrack if you don't know it. Yes. Okay. So still tied 1-1. Question number 5. Did you feel the shift in energies? Neptune has just moved into Aries, making a once-in-a-lifetime shift, bringing spiritual action, pioneering new ideas, and authentic self-expression. Neptune remains in this astrological sign until when? So if you follow astrology, this is a massive move. And if you guys have felt it in the past couple of days, something changed. And that's the reason why a once-in-a-lifetime shift, Neptune moved into the astrological sign Aries, and what it brings with it: spiritual action, pioneering new ideas, and authentic self-expression.
This is all you.
So it remains in Aries until when? Multiple choice if you need it.
I need that multiple choice.
Yeah, good.
2029, 2032, 2036, 2039.
I'm gonna go with 2039.
Okay.
2029.
The answer is 2039. Yes, it is a 13 to 14 year transition depending on where we are. I believe it transitions on March 23rd, 2039.
So you're supposed to feel it?
Yeah.
What would you feel?
I did.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I was just like super motivated.
Like
Cool
something
me.
like just something like, because I was literally driving and then it's like a wave hit me. Seriously.
Wait. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yes.
Are
Straight
you
up serious.
Okay, when did that happen?
Earlier yesterday morning.
Okay.
Well, it's really dependent, on where you are and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but the energy shifted, yeah.
Explain.
Well, for me, like what he's talking about, like new ideas and things, like I felt like I was stuck, like in a funk.
Yes.
And it's like yesterday, it just all then I got the news
Magically.
today, and I was just like, yeah, it's all gonna work out.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, and that's the way it was supposed to be. It was like the release of something magical.
Wow.
because it was previously in a what sign was it in before? Pisces. Anyway, but the way that it moved, yeah.
That's awesome, guys.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's good news. Yeah.
Okay, so
bonus question.
Yeah, so guaranteed you got up 2-1 on that though. Okay. And then finally you just got to know it. So the first one to say it correctly, you are going to win. Which railroad company operates the train tracks that cross through Winnebago?
BNSF. I don't know.
Burlington. I don't know.
That's correct. BNSF is it. Yes. Burlington Northern Santa Fe.
Why you laugh?
Because we was driving the other day and my niece was counting the things and she's like, BNSF.
Yeah, exactly. Burlington Northern and Santa Fe, there were two companies that merged many, many years ago.
Oh, it
and
really
that's
did
what
have Burlington in it?
Burlington
Yes.
Northern. It was Burlington Northern and Santa Fe Rail.
Are they associated with the Colt factory?
I'm not sure.
Burlington? Colt
Maybe.
factory.
That is a massive company. It is.
Is
So, yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, one of the other main ones, Union Pacific. They still use the other rails, but the one that actually owns and controls it is that one.
Wow.
I don't think a lot of people know that. So that's the train tracks. I'm like, but there is a sign down by the tracks. So if you kind of know your Winnebago topography, you can see it.
That is cool. That is cool. Well, what a good show, guys. We had a lot of good information today. We had Donna Wolf and Winona lead a charge from the Winnebago Tribal Court. Make sure if you utilize that service or anything like that, they have some more information for you folks. We had the statement of the Winnebago tribe regarding the ice that was read today. We had the joke of the day, rant of the day, and that answer is, I'd like to say thank you to the Winnebago Public Health Department, the Public Nursing Department, and then also Tyler Lemire for bringing that information up. Congratulations on her award, and a lot of good things happening. What you got for them, DJ Bethany?
Yeah, just keep an eye out. We have a new Win edition coming out this Saturday in the mailboxes.
Do we get a hint what's going to be on the front page? Not yet.
It'll be very specific to, it'll be featuring some tribal members. I'll say
Okay.
that.
And I'm pretty proud of the question of the issue. Okay, so I kind of Super Bowl's coming up, the winter sports.
Yeah.
Take a look at. There's a lot of good games happening, and Nebraska and Michigan play tonight and everything. I think the question was, what was your favorite sports memory? It doesn't
Yep.
necessarily you have to be a player and stuff. Just something tied
Yeah.
to sports and stuff. So watch for those
Yes.
answers in that issue. MCBKC, what you got?
For which question?
No.
Just remember, Winnebago Tribe utilities customers, the garbage pickup vendor will be changing from Gill Hauling to King's Disposal as of March 1st. So King's will be bringing you a new dumpster, and there is the possibility for additional recycling services. You do have to sign up for those, and there is a small additional fee. So be aware of that, but just be on the lookout for that. Winnebago Tribe utilities customer. This is not the village.
Last thing I'd like to mention is if you folks want to help out the last Bear Moon Winter Celebration, there's a fundraising opportunity that's going to take place this Thursday down at the Blackhawk lobby, down at the Blackhawk Community Center lobby right there. You can get your pre-sale t-shirts for $25. That day, they'll be on sale. The day of last Bear Moon, I believe the price goes up to $30. I know that inflation and cost of materials and all this and that, they should be sold at like $40, $45 and stuff. It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that you guys get to support it. You grab one so you can wear it during last Bear Moon. We also have a food sale, wild rice soup, Mary Kelsey's famous bread, and bear food, which is berries and nuts. It's kind of a dessert.
Love it.
It's only $10 if you folks are interested, if you want to buy some for the office, whatever. And then what else do we got? Raffle.
Yes.
One of the hot items is the hotel is sold out, but if you get into this raffle, you might earn a stay and play package for last Bear Moon Winter Celebration, which is, I believe, valued at $500. But that's going to take place this Thursday. Big Voice Radio is going to be down there. You can play some jams, right?
Yes.
And then we'll do a live remote. So MCBKC, make sure you come on down and
absolutely, yeah.
let's talk about last Bear Moon. And
Did you guys show the t-shirt design?
We did not.
Okay.
We did
Just
not.
wondered.
Yeah, I think we need to show that, but we'll have a live remote down there so we can have somebody model it and stuff too. So that's going to be taking place. If you guys have any questions, you can contact me, Bethany, the communications department. We'll get it answered. Gayla, I'd like to send a shout out to the crew. Kevin doing a wonderful job. Our live production crew from our commentators to our camera operators to our production crew. You guys do a phenomenal job. We did some critiquing and did a wonderful job. Congratulations to Winnebago, who took down Ponca Indians
Yes.
the other night at the home court. And they got some games coming up. I think our next game that we'll be streaming is going to be in February
Yes.
For Winnebago.
Yep.
So
I don't know the exact date, but it is in February.
shout out to Winnebago, who's going to be in action tonight down in Bancroft, Rosalie. Bancroft is ranked number 4 in D2. Winnebago, I believe, is in the charts. They're around 13. Around there, so they're moving up the ladder and stuff. So let's keep an eye on all these teams here because we'll be interested in streaming the district championship games or whatever it may be and stuff. So you folks have a good rest of your day. Anything else we're making missing? You want to say?
If they're interested in being a special guest, or if there's an event or something going on in the community that you'd like to relay, you can get in touch with us. Send me an email, bethany.redhorn@winnebagotribe.com.
MCBKC.
No, just stay warm and remember to plug in your space heaters appropriately, guys. They do cause fire, so be very careful.
Winnebago Talks is out. Hi, Zoe.
Hi, so.